Alright, it is time to get the nonsense started for tonight. As soon as I log in to mix it up, because I forgot there was an update, and now I've got to reauthorize with Twitch. There it's going, it's logged in now. There we go. Okay, so last time thank you for the head pats, Tora. We got very close to ending the patch content by taking out fucking what's his face, Nabrialis in the Chrysalis. And unfortunately, bid adieu to Moonbreeda. And now the only also, I forgot to turn on the chat cover. Not that there was anything that I feel like Laura or Lewis would mind being on screen. Oh no, they're saying hi to each other. But yep, so the only thread or plot thread left on the table is the Crystal Braves, who I'm sure won't be a problematic element of the story at all. However, before we really get started, there is just a sentence I need to say, because it is so fucking wild that this is a sentence that has to be said. And in a good way, mind. So first off, Dancing Mad Ultimate has been cleared. The world first was an off-stream thing that people are kind of side-eyeing because it's a team that has gotten in trouble for cheating in the past. However, the first confirmed legitimate clear of Ultimate Dancing Mad was by a team going by D's Nuts. D's Nuts cleared you mad on 6-7. That is a trifecta of memes that crosses generations. It is honestly kind of beautiful. And honestly, Tora, same. Like, I'm kind of sad there wasn't a phase that brought in the Warring Triad. But also, what you gonna do? Yeah. No, don't oops yourself, May. I knew that's exactly where you were leaning, because we've been talking about that, and I'm right there with you. Anyway, I have a cool new spear. It looks very pretty. I love the Aurora Borealis ass flames coming off of it. Also, just I fucking love the Ivalice armor sets. Because just goddamn. Just goddamn. She's so pretty. Anyway. Let's see what the story has in store for us. Surely nothing bad will happen at the end of an expansion. Actually, I forget. Is the Steps of Faith considered A Realm Reborn or Heavensward? I forget. ARR? Okay, I haven't checked. So I guess that would be the next thing on our plate then. I mean, we can check real quick. Clear that. Trials. Realm Reborn. I don't see it in Realm Reborn. I don't think it's classified as a trial. Okay. Whoop. Finger slipped. Maybe a dungeon then? 'Cause it's not really a dungeon is the thing. I think it's a solo duty. Oh. Yeah, no, it's not on the list at all anymore. Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out. I wondered why I hadn't gotten it on roulettes and fuck all forever, but... One second. I have to contribute to the free company chat. It's weird to have an actual active free company chat. Like, this is the first time since actually picking up the game that people have been active in my free company. Oh, hey, real. I'm sure that's fine. Surely nothing bad could happen in the ranks of the Crystal Braves. Surely. I mean, at this point in the timeline, Ayana is still fucking single, though, is the funny thing. So she is, like, the exact opposite of all that you just said. One second, phone call. Okay. I am back. And then the one that I've never gotten to the quote-unquote normal way. I have never figured out how to get up here without flying. The flying motorcycle will never not be funny to me. Interesting. Ah. My presence specifically. I see. Surely nothing bad will happen. I actually don't know if this is the thing that, or the place where it happens or not. I don't know about hunting, but a potato is about to get cooked.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Brave's intervention.
I'm so glad we're getting voiced Alphino before the switch over to Heavensward so we can get a direct comparison to how stark the difference is.
Uldar has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
Alphino. What do you think the Crystal Braves are?
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
He is a well-meaning, naive
Forgive me, Admiral. I was
teenager.
careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again.
Raubon, respectfully, I am the army of adventurers.
If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
Well, time to figure out. We have gotten the scene where Nanamo says that she's abdicating to Connie and Merylwib. All right, coach, put me in. Also, before we go any further, I need to turn that off so I don't accidentally skip any cutscenes. Alright, we ride to war on Grandpa. I love that my AoE combo hit only one enemy at a time with each swing. Wait, no. Providence Point, right. I was getting ahead of myself. That was a loud belch that I couldn't suppress in time. Alright, time to figure out what's going on with the Steps of Faith. Okay, it is a solo duty. Okay. Neat. Also, the closest thing we get to a fucking kaiju dragon. I will say there's a little something that is kind of lost in this version. It's like there was something magical about fighting underneath the giant dragon. Cause like I remember coming through this the first time and like just having fights under the dragon as it marched was really fucking cool. Hey, Estinian, could you not get in my way, please? Thank you. Also, it's weird seeing Thancred doing his dagger gladiator nonsense after the whole I'm a rogue now cutscene. Hey, fine, I'll sprint. God. Also, weird to hear a voice line, since this was absolutely changed after the voice swaps. Okay, later. I'm not making the same mistake and not sprinting this time. Okay, I do appreciate that there are other Dragoon NPCs here now. Like, beyond just Estinian. Like, this one shows up in, the Dragoon quest as well, later on. Okay. That's actually a cool set piece. I fucked up my combo. I feel like of the changes from like dungeon or trial to solo duty, I feel like that's the most even trade. Cause like, yeah, you don't get the feel of like just having those scrambling fights under the dragon, but that was a cool set piece to end on. Calm down there, edgy boy. And then it's night again. What makes you say that? Is this lady wearing? It looks like she has, like, leopard paws over her tits. It wouldn't, no. Okay, she's still there. Good. Madam, why did you come to Ishgard of all places dressed like that? I know you're a barbarian warrior type, but you know, still. What am I doing? And just teleport. Momentous change indeed. And to think, no bloodshed. No blood shall be shed this day. Oh, is that from you, Tora? Okay, I will go find a Moogle then. I thought oh, no? It's one of those things where, like, I can never tell if it's from somebody else or if, like, going back and doing old content. Oh, it just bothers you. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I guess, like, I was just gonna do it off stream, but if it's bothering you, I will clear it for you. Hang on. Ah, right. Thank you, May. May had a thing for my, room that she was holding on to me, or holding on for me. Allow me to put that over here. There we go. It is, or it was important. Anyway. Back to the momentous change with no bloodshed. You're welcome, Tora. Thank you for the head pats. All right. Where is our wayward potato? Aha! Right. Okay. Oh. Do this one. I mean, considering I started out as an Arcanist and am now a fucking summoner, I feel like I'm qualified to go check in on Tataru. I'm sorry. I just, I knew porting into Limsa on a weekend evening was going to be a dangerous prospect. But I just saw an ad for a bar, because people do that, advertising Mikote Ugly. Someone was really proud of themselves for that. Oh, look at her in her little outfit. She's so cute. See, that's where you're wrong. I'll get into it later, but had Tataru stuck to being an Arcanist, she could theoretically have been the strongest spellcaster in the game. I love that if you are an Arcanist or Summoner or whatever, the game actually, like, mentions, hey, you've done this, why don't you go supervise? Okay. Which gate am I looking for? Zephyr, okay. Very sneaky. Hi, Nix. Tataru is trying to become an Arcanist so she can contribute to battles, and her carbuncle just wandered off without her. So, yeah. Oh, I'll show you in a bit. Okay, so a bit of lore time before we proceed further. One of the first things that the Arcanist Guild establishes is that while you have your carbuncle out, that is a part of you. You are constantly feeding it ether to keep it manifested. From now on, a random carbuncle that cannot be targeted just wanders around Mordona. Yeah, it is effectively a chunk of your soul. That is why summoners channel the part of their soul that has been marked by the primals into the carbuncle to turn the carbuncle into the primals. But it's effectively your persona, yes. But like, there is now just a carbuncle wandering Mordona on its own. Tataru has been sustaining that carbuncle for years, constantly, without noticing it. Like, that is something not even the Warrior of Light can do. Like, so there is one of two possibilities here. One, she is just inordinately powerful in ways she just doesn't understand, and could probably go toe-to-toe with Emmett Selk in a magical duel. Or she's so good at crafting that she accidentally tapped into creation magic and just made a complete separate entity. Either way, she is on, like, pre-sundered Asian levels of nonsense. And I find that hilarious. Oh, right, the vertical thing. So, you go to, your UI layout. Select that. Whoop. Or is it there? No, I don't think it's in this, menu. One sec. That's not what I meant to do. Maybe in keybinds? Or, no. Oh, It's in display, okay. So that would be in system configuration. Display. Is it? Actually, wait, no. Character configuration. UI settings. HUD. Go. Maybe. Nope, that's not it. Hotbar settings. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, in character configuration, hotbar settings, it's this. So like, this is what? Hotbar 8. So you can have it, you know, a 12 by 1, a 6 by 2, 4 by 3, 3 by 4, 2 by 6, or 1 by 12. Yeah, that's how you do that. And now I've got to move the hotbar back. It's fine. There we go. Save. There we go. Yep. Yeah, and in HUD layout, it's literally just click, drag, and drop. Also, for the way I've got it set up at least, only hotbars 1, 2, and 3 are job specific. 4 and 8 over here are shared across jobs. So yeah. So that way, like, I can have mount and minion roulette over here, and then just swapping to another job. This hotbar and this one doesn't change while everything else does. Oh yeah. For some reason, the game considers Dragoon and Lancer to be separate entities that I've never understood. It's weird like that, but... And that's the same for all of the Realm Reborn jobs that upgrade into another job. Thankfully, after Heavensward, when they just decided to get rid of, like, class prerequisites for jobs, that doesn't happen as much, but, like, it does the first time just because, you know, it's your first time equipping that job, and thus all the buttons get put on there. Okay, but you don't learn jump until level 30. Like in Palace of the Dead, there is just level 1 Dragoon that is just copy and pasted from Lancer. So, like, they could do something different. They just haven't. And the reason why escapes me. slipped and fell down witch drop. As is, you know, common for people in that part of the game. You are not alone, my friend. It is practically a rite of passage to just jump off of it. Anyway. Random person hanging out in the water, I guess. And back to Mordona. I'm betting that person is in G pose. I keep forgetting escape does not close the map for some reason. By seagull or pelican. Indeed. Oh, absolutely. Though I am glad you specified in this comedy duo because I don't know. I don't think either of them is straight. Anyway. Fuck you, asshole. They are friend-shaped, but very much not friend. The better to steal your soul. Good old Earth's fount. It's so weird to have Odin being featured so prominently in the, that was definitely the wrong button. Featured so prominently in the, opening cinematic, and then be so inconsequential, the actual game. Yeah, Nix? Yep, we just found Wilred. Sure is. He joined the Crystal Braves in part to kind of try to atone for that massive fuck up. And now he's been murdered. He was sending all his money back to Little El Amigo. Trying to, you know, make amends and make things better there. I mean, we don't. Infilia might, but she's also Alamegan, so she doesn't have to do the fetch quest to get an audience first. I mean, we should, but we should also be looking into who did it. I kind of figured. What? Nah, Ilbert's also Alamegan. He couldn't do that. Sure is. I'm sure this will go wonderfully, though. English is like 12 languages in a trench coat. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, here's one thing I don't mind saying. Riol doesn't die. Like, he is still around an Endwalker. Like, Riol is effectively our James Bond. Cats can't stop, won't stop. Okay. Doot doot doot. I mean, we weren't trying to be stealthy necessarily. Oh, hey! It's the guy that was selling out, wood whalers to the Garleans. But surely he's reformed, right? What's he doing out here? I see Mr. Famous is, helping type.
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
It's very amusing to me that it started raining at the tail end of that cutscene. Anyway. Back to town. Oh, wait, right. I was supposed to go back to the inn first. Fuck. An alchemist file. Weird to find out there like that.
You needn't trouble yourself so.
Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light.
I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he could
Shit, didn't mean to do that.
tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty warrior of light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
She will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required her attention, but it did not sound serious.
You know what? I'm just gonna put it on auto advance and just let it go. Oh, of course, as soon as I do that, the cutscene's over. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's time.
Enter.
Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
Pray, come in, and take your ease.
Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
Such noble words, after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of her grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
I do love that I'm getting to see Nyx experience this for the first time. Like, Nyx has the broad strokes ideas of what's going on, but...
Is Artemis?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. You wished a word, Yu Hase?
You may go.
Your Grace.
You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy. You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me? I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. Much of my dread for the coming days has been quieted.
Your Grace! Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead.
poison in her wine? You did this! Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide! Men, arrest this viper!
I could absolutely just walk through these guys if I wanted to.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away!
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
I mean, that's the thing, though. They do. They just fail. And Amric and Lucia just walk on home.
Whatever is going on in there?
Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts.
You'd best come along with us. You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. As you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
This woman stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamu ul Namo and is suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
Oh, just wait, Nyx.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh yes, I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
This cannot be. Nanamo. Nanamo. No!
So, quick question. What do you think Raubon's class is here? Because it's not a job we have access to.
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
He's a berserker.
What do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare
No,
say
that's the
she
thing.
was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
We don't have access to that class.
You would mock
He
her,
does.
then mock her from hell!
What?
And that is one dead potato.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Oh, Raubon's been disarmed.
Oh, Raubon!
Seven hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
Ah!
She wanted to.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Probably. They make good use of their NPCs.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die! I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
He is a boss later on, yes.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share Ponanimo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
It's The last gasp of Realm Reborn's writing.
We assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papa Shan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Nanamo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
They were all dealing with Roban. Like he was having a Dynasty Warriors fight.
I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papa Limo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now. Find this tunnel of Thancreds.
One thing I want to point out about this, I do have to give props for the clever camera placement, because this area is a circle. We could literally just run around and be in front of the gate. Or conversely, the other guys could run the other way around and get us. Like, but through the magic of camera placement, it looks more decisive than it is. Anyway.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
What music?
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
sorry I dragged you into this, Popolimo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last. Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
This way! Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance?
This is so much, better blocked and shot than the other one.
Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done! Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell, Ophelia.
Eidolon, she speaks to me.
Oh yeah, no, that's valid.
No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me. Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
I mean, I forgot to put the New Game Plus part in the title, but, like, I'm wearing Ivalice armor. I've done Stormblood. So, like, I do not care about spoilers for this section anyway. And the funny part is, of all the people in that looked like they died, Amphilia is the only one that actually did. Well, I guess technically she didn't die, in big old quotation marks, but she no longer has a body. Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, for anyone that comes in and didn't know, I've got Ivalice armor on.
See you safe, my friend. What of the others? Damn that man! Teleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Also, fun fact, the first time I came through this, when I saw random potato coming up, I thought that was Tataru until he opened his mouth. Yes, he is also one of the good potats.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway. Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
Nah. Too many innocents in the way. I should be allowed to drop Ifrit on the pursuing horse, though, you know, as a treat. Maybe brandish Bahamut at them, menacingly.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favor. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were. Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
She sure does.
Look out for Alize, but it would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
Yeah, you kind of fucked it, Alfie.
And who might you be, young sir?
I'm fabulous.
Lupin Talpin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Uldar. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Aldin's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Uldar that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
That's Raubon. Raubon Aldine.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end, 'twas I who needed saving.
Exactly. Oh, shit. Okay, we have exited the voiced section of this. Yes. He is father to all good potats. Yeah, just walk right back into old Don like, yeah, we can't take you in a fight. I don't get paid enough for this. Also, fun fact, even with this sword, Pippin fights like a Dark Knight. Like, that is a two-handed sword for the Potat. Actually, Viper comes close. So Pictomancer is just Realm from Final Fantasy VI. And Viper is effectively Zidane from 9. Or Sid going back to... He's going to Park. Yes, park the plane. Yeah, he can't really just leave it out in the middle of a field. He's got to land it somewhere, park it. Might help if I actually put my water bottle down and actually navigate the game. Oh yeah, no, like, Realm had a glitch where if you weren't careful about how you executed it, it could brick your cartridge. Like, I think it's specifically the 1.0 version of FF6. If you execute a specific glitch, it would overheat the cartridge so much that it would fuse the circuits. We should. I'm actually not... Right, like, we should still have access to that file after I transferred PCs, but if not, I could actually just start over again and get back to the World of Ruin.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The temple knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The Falling Snows, or some such. All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Fortom. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Or several cutscenes shall play in sequence. And with that quest complete, we are done with the Realm Reborn. This is the first time we get to see the actual design for an Aura, because they were finally revealing the next playable race in Heavensward.
"'Tis all my doing." I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves and even the Scions themselves as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. 'Twas all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alfino.
So, Master Alfino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alfino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
And there's credits. Credits that I'm just gonna skip.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
Sure. Good question. Primarily just a stylistic choice. Like, the meta reason is just, it just fit with the look of the game. But yeah, the masks that Lorito and Ida have are supposedly like a mask of mourning sort of thing.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
Okay. Now, we're gonna go back to the title screen for a second. Because when we start a new expansion, I want to start it out right. By watching the trailer, Well, good news, Nix. You can absolutely get that armor in-game. Also, I love that you can get the title screen that would have been active when logging in back in the day for this. I just wish it were a permanent thing. Because the next time I boot up the game, it's gonna go back to the Dawn Trail login screen. Anyway, back to it. And yet, no, the little animation of the gauntlet snapping into place and everything is really fucking cool. As soon as 6 people get out of the server, so I can get in. Again. And yeah, the armor that Meteor is wearing in that last shot is the level 60 relic armor. Like, remind me after stream, and I will look up what the actual set is named and which NPC you get it from. Anyway, it is time to start part 1 of Heavensward. Now, how long until we get a voiced cutscene?
The dawn's light will shine again.
Oh, that was quick. And also, God. The quality of voice acting is pretty immediate. Holy shit.
So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything.
God, that sounds so much more natural coming out of Alphino.
You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchiffon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the 3 of you be taken in as wards of House Fortan. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper. Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Here!
Tadaru's voice takes a second for her to really settle in. I think that's the only time that they pronounce it Edmund. From now on, I believe it is just Edmund. You know, I have to wonder what this guy's thinking. Someone rides up in Garlean fucking Magitech armor and demands entry. Like, the Mount Roulette couldn't have picked a less appropriate mount unless they put me on fucking Midgard Stormer.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
And there's your framing mechanism for this. This is all being told through Count Edmond Fortom's memoirs. Hey, y'all take the long way. I'm taking the Ethernet because I've already attuned. Sequence breaking.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortom, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortom, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Forton.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders, yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies. Don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Okay. That said, that is where I'm going to call things for tonight. And just on the issue or the subject of scheduling, 14 is going to be an exclusively weekend game for a bit, because I promised Sync that once we got out of A Realm Reborn, we could do co-op through Resident Evil 5, since Sync has not played Resident Evil 5 before. And so they made the mistake of letting me be their co-op partner. So that's gonna be the Wednesdays for a little bit. And I will try to do 14 stuff on the weekends when I, fit it in whenever I don't have D&D. But yeah. So with that out of the way, let's see who's live that we can raid into. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna send y'all over to Juker, who's doing some MSX stuff. Anyway, thank y'all for coming and hanging out. In the meantime, y'all have an excellent evening. Take care, and I will catch you all later.